Actually, the lasers should be a little bit. 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 Lasers should be a little bit. Actually, the 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 lasers should be a little bit. But we have a little piece. Now these are what we call seam opal, which comes from an area probably 30 miles out from Lightning Ridge. The other opal that's found is called knobby opal. It has a big knobby on it, and this is seam, which is
yeah, they're good examples.
Yeah, it just gives you some idea. That's how the miner's going to find it there in the wall. So this is an interesting stone. It has a coal black colour.
It's very black. What body tone would you call it?
Well, it's actually, looking at it, you would expect an N1, but you have to ignore the base body tone, and it depends how the stone cuts. All rough is a gamble. So this is a 16 carat stone. I'd probably be happy with a 3.5 carat stone. This other little piece has a nice little bar, and it's 5 carats, and we might get 1.5 carats. But a lot can go wrong. There can be sand under here. This one here, I don't know if you can see, there's a white little line comes across here. Now this is just, looks like a natural potch line, different potch to the black, so that will have to be cut out. And a little bit concerned that it may be a little bit undulating. But on the side, this colour is interesting. So we're going from 16 carats back down to 4 carats.
Well, one thing, Paul, I mean, we get a lot of people asking, which side of the opal did I start cutting on? So for this opal, for example, what determines which side you're going to make the top? And which and why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like sometimes it's obvious, you look at this stone, you always want solid black potch behind it. And this only has a little layer of film on the top, so it's easy. This other piece, you see here, you look on the back there, and you have to make a decision which way you're going to cut the stone. So you look on the side here, there's actually a lot of potch under the colour bar. It's hard to tell, but you can just tell it's a very thin colour bar on top. So this will be the top. So if I cut it the other way, I'd probably reduce the stone's value by half. So that is probably a good example. Both stones aren't that hard to make a decision on.
But that's why I think a good reason there, because a lot of people will buy the rough and they say they buy an $800 parcel and only cut $400 out of it. They've cut the wrong side.
Well,
that happens quite a lot.
Actually, Ken, you got to actually, they call it common sense. You try and do common sense. Look at one stone, cut it down, and maybe even cut a bit of one side and the other side, because sometimes the pattern is going to change. But the two stones I've got today aren't that complicated to figure out. It's really what nature's going to let us cut out of it. So I can see it's a nice sea green colour here, and there may be a stone in there, but only rubbing down is going to take it. Okay. So this is.
Yeah.
So just have a close look at this. Like I said, you can see a fault line here.
Yeah, the left hand.
There's a fault line there, and you can see how coal black it is.
It's very black, isn't it?
Well, actually, sometimes when you get pots this black, it really gets colour on it. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you can mine and you'll find kilos and kilos of this beautiful black potch, which you think if there's colour bar on it, it'll be worth a fortune, but it doesn't face. But it's still not an indication that the stone will be an N1, which is your body tone colour. So it depends on how black the stone comes here. But I'm just a bit concerned it does dip down below the side here. So when I'm cutting, I'm actually going to use the side of the cutting wheel to cut in on the side there. And maybe it might be a bit undulating. So when I remove all this scum, that is going to tell us what sort of stone we're going to get. So I'll rub this stone down on the 280 grit wheel. I'll do it slowly, just so you get some idea. And then I'll rub this little stone down. So today we're actually got a surprise. We're doing two stones for the price of one. So it's going to be, this one is just a little bonus stone thrown in. So it gives you some idea.
Looks a kicky little stone.
It'll have a nice little pattern, might be a bit fine. When you look on the side, the pattern isn't blocky, it looks a bit fine. So it may be a grassy pattern stone or might be a closed knit stone. But it should still be bright. It may just be semi-black opal. It depends how dark it faces. The interesting thing with this field is some of the potch, which is grey, you expect a grey stone, actually can cut a black stone. But this one, I wouldn't expect it to be a black stone.
Well, that's where a lot of people buy grey hoping to find black inside. Would this be the sheep yards area? People know that, the sheep yards at
There's a few areas like that I really know.
Yeah, that's pretty known for it. People buy grey hoping it will be black.
Yeah, so hopefully a black centre, and then the price just goes up. It's just a lot more. But the blackness is just quite strong.
Well, I want to see it now. I want to see it start.
I'll turn the machine on.
What are you going to start on, the 180 or the 220?
Well, no, I'll do it slowly on the 280.
Right.
Because I'm going to cut it on the side just to take a bit off to see what it's doing.
Yeah.
So let's just start it now.
Yeah.
And to see what it comes up.
Start the machine. A little bit slower. Yeah. Yeah, looking interesting. I'm liking the colour of the sea so far.
Yeah, the colours are coming good. We've still got a few little problems.
Yeah, how big do you reckon those problems are? I don't like those light grey problems ones.
Yeah, we've got that little bit of sand down the bottom when in the front.
Yeah.
And a little bit of
Where
sand.
was that white line you were talking about originally?
Oh, brother, the white line is just here, so I'll roughly just shape the stone.
Good.
So I'm cutting that away.
Whoa! Whoa!
Be careful.
Oh! Oh! I didn't like the sound of that.
Yeah, this is a solid opal, it's hardy. I might have been pressing a bit too hard on it, so do it just softly.
No hurry, no hurry.
Yeah. I'm just a bit too excited.
Sometimes come a little bit better than I thought, but you never know till you finish the stone. So I don't mind that. That's looking a bit so far.
So I've got to take a bit of the black off.
Yeah.
There's a problem near the top of the bed.
Right.
Let's just keep going. A couple of little
Punch lines, punch lines are they?
a little bit of fox, a little bit of sand.
The green's come out in a good strong flash.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of black podge there, that's going to come up. Yeah. And the black podge there.
Put it on there so we can see it a bit long. Hold it there for 10 seconds so to show people. Can you just move it a little bit? See, that's interesting so far.
Yeah,
We've gone from stronger green to a bit stronger blue, but we're not over yet.
Yeah, so I don't want to do too much more rubbing down on this wheel.
Right.
I'll go for the 600.
Yeah.
So make it a bit finer. But now I'll just shape it a little bit better.
Right. Use the dial to shape it. That's a bit noisier. There, just doing the bun. Always nice to make it oval at the bottom. Yeah, it's looking good. So it's nice and much like the bottom oval, so when people sit into a ring, it's easy to do. So many people still cut the old cheese cut shape. What I mean cheesecake, you've got a flat top and bottom, so when the jeweler goes to set it, they've got to rub it down, so always put it on there, look at that. That's actually come out quite nice so far. So always have a nice curve on the bottom, easy for the jeweler to set. And work the rubber wheels more than the diamond tip stainless steel wheels. More flexibility and other rough. So even 280s, 300s, you've got good wheels to work on that. And a lot of people, particularly with opal, they really get up into the 180 and scratch it. Once you scratch it, you have a lot of problems. You've got to take the scratch out and you lose that delicate colour. So we never value the opal till we actually finish it. When the opal's finished, the polish, then you actually talk about the polish on it. Every little bars. That's looking interesting. Whoa! I wouldn't have expected such a good stone from a bit of seam opal. That looks good there. Alright, got this one. Yep. Let's take it down. This is a bonus one. It's also seam opal from Lightning Ridge. Got it on the diamond tip metal wheel. Rubs off very quick and easy. Easy little rub to do this one. This is a bonus on that. It goes with it. Whoever wins the auction basically gets this one also. Move to the price of one. I think to be pleased with the blue opal. Wow. Let's wait till it's finished. Get it. Neat little stone. Three-fold shape. Lightning red.
Move on.
Yeah, right. Now we're under the 600 wheel.
Yes, maybe we should stop it there.
Yeah, Dolphin's a good idea. There's a few ways you can dot stick. You can have like this method here, it's just a methylated burner. If we can get it alive. You get on a dot stick, and it's got jeweler's wax on it. Is it burning? Yeah, exactly. And normally you dry it on your shirt, make sure it's dry. There's a bit of a knack to this. As long as when you burn your fingers, you've got to get the stone right and the wax so it bonds together nicely. This is jeweler's wax. Sometimes not easy, especially when your fingers are wet, you're just on the wheel. So we're doing this a little bit quicker than normal. Sometimes you do a group, you let everything dry fully before putting the stones on. Some people like to use glue, then put the opal inside the freezer and freeze it and pop the stones off when they're finished. Doesn't matter whichever system you use. Yeah, one in there. Then we do the other stone. You just got to get the jeweler's wax to melt a little bit. The stone's dry, and make sure you don't burn your fingers. Because when you do, it really hurts. Especially if you start talking to somebody. That's why I'm talking now. Let's all concentrate. But when your fingers there, it gets pretty hot. But it holds good. Because if it doesn't hold good, the stone can just flick. So if you're polishing, flick the stone off. So here we are, we're all back again. Now we're on the 600 rubber wheel now. There. you take your time with this, there's no hurry out of it. Especially shaping. Because if you take one end out, it's not opal, the guy's not out, it doesn't take a lot of the stone off. So it's important to take your time, get a nice opal shape. And the opal powder is opal saying, yeah, I'm a nice stone. Look at it, look at the bottom, huh? So far I'm very pleased with the stone coming up. Also make sure when you're on the wheel you twist it a lot. Don't get too much rubbing up and down. Twist it, move it around. So you don't want to bleed any scratches. So the more you twist it, then you dry and you check if there are any scratches. Some people will go up and down with a twist in it. And if you get a scratch in your stone, a lot of mines do this. Stone scratch, you got to take it off hard to get a nice polish on it. But if you don't, you can get scratches in it. You can see the little flexion holes tied to it. It's not using much pressure there. This is a 600 wheel. So yes, that's really good. Up there, yeah. What have we got there? Little clues in there? Yeah. No. So grab the loop out, let's have a look. You've got to dry the stone. The best way to dry the stone is actually wipe it on your face. Never been in a hurry to finish the stone. When you get to this stage, check, dry the stone, check again. You happy with that now?
Yeah.
I was happy with the 600 wheel. Good. That's nice enough. Now go on to the 1200 wheel. You can hear a lot of water running. You can hear the sound, different sound all together. But it's still important to push the stone as fast as you can. Some people like when they start on a new don't use it up and down, then they'll start pushing. There's always a lot of sticky tape inside. So you can remember Jill's going to set this on a beautiful ring. This looks good. Yep. What have we got now? Check everything's going good. Got a teeth magnification loop, just double check. Now, we're under the 3,000. I think there was much border on this one, just a little bit of border for 3,000. Got that there, a little bit more. That's it. You don't want to go into those for good. There's not enough water to buy you earlier. Quite like that sound. Oh. How many carrots do you think you're going to have there?
Well, I was expecting 4 carats,
Yeah.
but he actually turned out a little bit bigger. So we may be going from 16 to 5.5, 6 carats.
Wow.
So it's a bigger stone. I thought the colour might be a little bit darker, but it's a beautiful sea.
It's very, very
colour.
bright blue green.
I'll do the other. This is the other
The other one, yeah.
little bit of salt and pepper.
Oh, that looking disappointing. You never know with rough. You never know till you start to finish it. If you get to these rubber wheels, you look at the stone, you can lose 50% of the day by trying to stop finishing. Like in a fruit, it's sometimes. It's sometimes to what to do to it after. Just upon Luke, always look at the details.
Yeah, so both are finished.
Yeah. Then we've got the final polish. So what's this you're using now?
This is some serum oxide.
Always wear a mask.
You're really good, you guys.
Wow.
So I probably popped it on the cloud.
Yeah. Wow, very good stone. Blue green flash. Dry them off. So now we're changing the stone side, basically going to do the bum. So it's always important. A lot of cutters don't put enough effort into the base of the stone. But it's so important for a jeweller to set. You know, a lot of times we don't want the cheese block shape, we want a nice, smooth, oval shape. Then it came off nice and easy. Make the stone a little bit wet, but it's not easy sometimes in the take. But a jeweller really appreciates the smooth block, so we can twist the opal a little bit and learn the settings. Especially with the claws around it. So to understand this, how the jeweler's got to set claws to an opal. With the cheese block, it makes a few delicate points. You've got two delicate points. The base and the top.
See one side's higher,
Yeah.
this side's a lot higher
Yeah.
than that side. So we're going to balance it down as much as we can. And it's going to be a little bit short here, we're going to take a bit off there. So we're going to move down the back, maybe out to the 320.
So here's a good example where you have that opal and you have the base, it actually is a bit lopsided. So you have to make it rounded for the jeweler. The second stone's pretty easy to work with, the flat opal. Come on, the finished alright?
Oh,
yeah, that's nice. Be easy for a jeweler to set, ring or a pendant. That's an easy one. Now this is how it looks more opaque. Like I said, the opal has it's lopsided, one side is bigger than the other. So you really got to round the base. Yeah, unfortunately, you do lose a lot of opal on this because of the carat weight. So you know the thickness of an opal does determine the price. So we didn't lose too much there, but it's better to bring it down to the rubber because one side is actually already quite rounded, the top side. Yeah. We have to redo it. That's the trouble when you have to wet stones really quick. Always just gotta do a little bit more detail. So back to the wheel again, the metal wheel. Keep working one side more than the other. So it's falling off again, but it gets a good example what the stone's going to be finished. That's nice. The wax in the middle of the stone there. There's something sticking.
So these are the two stones.
Two beautiful opals. Yeah, that's right. Put them on the X, put them up on the X. Keep this hand low so just the X. Wow, look at that. Pretty pleased with that opal. Yeah, it's nice. Then that with the other one. It's a little commercial stone, still beautiful opal. You've got some salt and pepper in there, which is like the inclusions. It's natural. I thought that one might have cut a little bit better, but the big stone, I'm really pleased how that's cut away. It's cut 50% more than I thought it would have. It's actually a little bit brighter. It had a green flash in there. It's a little more bright sea blue. Still very beautiful.
Can I do one more?
Yeah, put that. We going to put another one in there? Or?
Oh, we got another one. March rock, we got time.
Have you got time for another one, Rob? Huh? Yeah, just put it in there.
This is 7 carat stone. Orange base. Very close pattern. So it looks like we'll just cut down to the top here.
That wheel's really eating into it, isn't it? See, the metal wheel, you just rub it really into the opal. This is a 220 wheel. So you really use this for taking out the bottom and the excess. You don't want to work the opal too much with this wheel. But it's got a thick colour bar on this one. So all the pipes, this is a good wheel for taking it off. Because when you get to the rubber, you can't shape it as easy. But you want to have some experience before you take so much on it. There you can see what it's done. Yeah. Now we're onto the rubber wheel again, the 220 rubber wheel. Sorry, the 280 rubber wheel. You can hear the difference in the sound. Rubber doesn't need it as much. It's already starting to find a little polish. But you do get a lot of grit from the 220 the metal wheels. Especially if you get a new one, you need to just rub away too much colour. It's so easy. Also, when you get a new wheel, just a really low grade pot. Try and weigh your wheels in, you hit the field.
It's going to be a small little stone, but
Yeah,
a small stone, but a little bit of orange brightness to it.
that'd be interesting, yeah.
It's closed pattern, but still fairly bright. I've only got a big dopping stick here, but too big. This dopping stick's a bit big for the stone from the other one, but we should be able to make it work. Fill it down with water.
Back to the 280 wheel. Falling off the stick. It's a bit hard when you're trying to rough it like this.
So normally we have green dopping black.
Yeah, it's green's better than the red black.
Yeah, it seems to stick a bit better. And
Yeah, but at least it shows the stone anyway. So it seems to be the green drill of wax actually holds the opal a little bit better than the red wax. Sometimes that's all you can get. So they're actually in 3 opals in this web. I don't think most people would expect that the opal would have cut that good. I'm sure people have had a look at it and said, oh yeah, but you get little stones out. Anyway, it just gives you an idea of what we're trying to roast it.
yeah, this one's probably not worth finishing.
Yeah.
This is like gamble. Sometimes it doesn't come out what you expect. It's just a little muggy, so we won't worry about that one.
Yeah, it's dilute.
Basically, this was a stone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm sure so many people looked at it and said, this will be a cheap opal.
So do we have a scale here?
On my desk. No, let's get started. I'm sure a lot of people looked at it, why didn't we have a better opal? Well, for our first live auction, I don't think we'd be surprised to get as good as opal as this. Just shows you with rough. So you can see with 3 pieces today, one's covered with good stones, cut bedroom we call it, a little muggy stone. Let's have a look at the weight. We're going to weigh this big one.
So this was 16 carats in the rough, and it's cut 5.80.
Whoa!
So we got it from,
Put it back on the scales.
this was the bag, 16.25 carats, so 16 carats stand for 5.8 carats.
Yeah, well, 10 carats out of it. Gee, I enjoy that stone. It's clean. Have a look at the bum out of it too. You can see how one side was a little bit thicker. Actually, what a stone. This just shows the opals. You never know. You never know with opals.
The other stone was 5 carat stone. This is just a little commercial stone. 5 carats down to 2.4 carats.
Right.
I thought this might have cut 1.5. Earlier in the discussion, I said this may be a 6 carat stone, a 4 carat. Then I said 6. And this I thought maybe 1.5. So in the end, nature tells you what to do. You got to fight the inclusions. But this is just a grey opal. But this is a black opal.
Beautiful. What's the body tone?
Well, this one I'd probably class it as an N3.
Right.
This would be the colour on behind it is coal black.
That's
but
brilliant.
The stone, when you do the body tone, you ignore the back of the stone. Just look on the colour on the back.
A lot of people get confused with that.
Yeah. So basically, this stone could have the same colour as the grey there, but it would still be a black opal because it's how it faces to you.
Wouldn't it be N2?
Some people might call it N2, but N2, N3. I'd like it a bit blacker for N2, so it's definitely a black opal.
The brightness is beautiful.
Good ring stone. It's got a colour play in all directions.
Yeah, and that.
So this
you can see that.
This gives a bit of an idea of the body tone chart. You see the blackness of the stone. N1 to N4 is a black opal, where this one is going to be a grey opal.
N5.
That's N5. Yeah. So you see that this is the blackness of the stone. Sometimes you have trouble with the chart. It's best to squint. So ignore the fire and the pattern. Just try and look for the blackness. And
a lot of people get confused with that.
Yeah, like you see the blackness.
The bum,
it's close. Bum's up there, but the stone is face down here.
Yeah.
So that's just a little hint. Try and squint when you look at the body tone chart, and ignore the fire and the pattern because it's nothing to do. We're just looking at the darkness of the stone.
What do you think of the wholesale price of this at the Ridge? 5.8 carats.
It might be a wholesale price, $580, $500.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the auction going, Ross? How much? Oh, it's half what you go it to Lightning Ridge. I don't think you could buy that for $500.
No. This is a live auction, so we just let it go. And remember, you're getting this other stone thrown in for free. That's not a little 2.45. You could cut an oval stone out, a round stone out of it. You'd lose a bit with an oval, but this is the main stone.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the colours.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It's like a sea green. So you wear this on a ring, wear it as a pendant.
Yeah, but you know what I like it. It's not a directional stone. A lot of seam opal is. This opal, turn it around all positions, you see the colour.
Yeah.
One side's a little bit more green, but it's predominantly a bright sea blue.
Yeah.
You see, I consider a lot of seam opal directional opal, which is cheaper because it faces one way.
Yeah.
But this opal, you can see it faces all the way around, turning it. Oh, it's beautiful.
So virtually, it's got a bit of life to it. You can see that.
Oh yeah.
Whatever angle you take it to, and
so clean. The bottom just super paint. We've dropped now. We noticed down on the floor we have plastic matting, rubber matting. So if you drop the stone like that, no problems. Never work on tiles. A practical thing.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. We're pleased with it.
So you've seen this in full sunlight. This is in the sunlight. If you get into a shop light, it's actually going to come up a lot more darker. So so this is the sun's just coming in on the side there.
It's 11 o'clock on a oh, we dropped it again.
Oh no!
That's not what to do.
This is bouncing opal.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'll keep my hand there.
Yeah. I do the 5.8 black opal. Beautiful, good, clean colours. Beautiful. If I saw that in the shop, I wouldn't have thought it was seam opal because it seems to have that cabochon appearance to it.
It actually does have a slight cabochon to it.
It is actually.
A lot of seam opal has a thin colour bar. So the opal is very thin. It can be on black, But a knobby normally, as a general rule, gives you a higher dome stone. This stone still has a little bit of a slight little dome to it.
Yeah.
Which makes it an appealing stone. It's a nice little bit of fire colour there, and
down there. Oh well, thank you everybody. We'll leave the stone there now. If you can just leave it down flat, we'll see how that looks.
yeah.
Leave it down there. And you can see the water up here. This is a bathroom stream with the water falling out of it, so you can see all the on and off knobs to make sure the water doesn't flow anywhere. There's plenty of water in this operation. Thanks, Paul. You did a good job. Time for a coffee now.
Okay.
Let's go.